Good evening.
Good evening.
How are things now that Dr. Swan's...
I must admit, the situation is better. We still have to deal with the epidemic, but it's good to have someone in charge again. I knew I should have fled this rotten city with Milton since the first day of the contagion.
Good evening, Doctor.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
How is the situation now that Dr. Swansea is back?
I'm impressed by the man. He was abducted, and now he's back happy as ever, helping the patients all night long. An example to us all.
Do you need my...
You don't have...
No. I could have been a great surgeon. The greatest.
I'm quite...
How is everything now that...
The hospital could not keep on like this, without an administrator. So things are back to normal, I guess.
Thank you.
Oh, sweet girl.
Good evening, Mr.
I'm okay.
How are things now?
Better, I suppose.
I have to...
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, Doctor.
How is the situation?
I can't say if it's good news.
What do you mean?
He used to stay in his office a lot. Now he tends to visit the patients more, but he smiles less.
I will not let you down, my boy. Good evening, sir.
I die before my son. I die before my son. No. He needs me so much. So much.
The pain. It's here again.
It's locked. It's locked, all right. It's locked, all right.
Yes.
Goodbye. I cannot enter. Good evening.
I need blood.
Are things better?
The vampire hunters have not come back. I hope this time it's for good.
Do you require...
My condition.
Well,
Thank you, Doctor.
I'll leave. Good evening, Mr.
Evening, Doc.
Is the situation
I
better?
don't know.
How so?
Last night, someone approached me while I was sleeping. I didn't move. Not a muscle, but he was sniffing my neck. Just like that.
Are you sure it was...
I recognized his cologne.
What happened then?
Left without a word. Gave me the right fucking willies, it did.
Soldier,
Not really.
as long...
Don't think...
Goodbye.
I wish I could be sick again.
If only you was...
Good evening, Mr.
It's a pleasure to see you again, Dr. Reed. Can I help you?
It seems your surgery was a success.
Yes, it was. I'm working here now, fixing what can be fixed. Paying off me debt the only way I know.
How are things now?
He visited me soon after his return. He asked me if I'd agree to some experimental procedure. I said I'd think about it.
I'm glad your procedure was a success, Mr. Fiddick. That's good news in these difficult times.
Dr. Aykroyd may seem distant and cold, but he's good at his job, and that's all I needed. God bless him.
Dedication does not always generate passion.
Not only did he save my arm, he saved my life. There's many that wouldn't survive without this hospital.
I think it's too soon for you to go back to work.
Oh, I'm fine. And with this flu and all, no one else has the time to help repair the hospital. I'm glad I can help, Dr. Reed.
And what about your family?
My children visited this morning. I explained to them that Dad had to stay a little bit longer to repay the good doctors here.
How are your children?
It's been a long time since I saw them smile. With their mother dead, I'm their only family. They were worried sick with me here.
So, you're happy to work here?
It's the least I can do, really. I'm a good chippy, you know. And it's much safer than my previous job.
Really? Is it safer to work in a hospital during an epidemic?
The epidemic is not the only threat we face. My wife died during a German bombing raid.
Is there anything else that's
Really? Why has no one else asked me that since I got here? I thought I was in a hospital.
Unfortunately, you are not the only...
Well, perhaps you're right, Dr. Reed. I'm sure if me missus was still alive, she wouldn't be happy with me going on like this.
Are you still blaming yourself for your injury?
No. I know I took a chance and I got careless. But everything's good. I promise my boy will be all right.
I don't think I saw your children in the Pembroke Hospital.
They're still young, Dr. Reed. They never go out at night, and you're never here during the day.
Tell me, Harvey, are your children relieved now that you feel better?
I believe so. There was so much joy in my daughter's eyes when she saw me move my arm again. I guess I never realized how worried she was about me.
How our loved ones feel about us means a lot. doesn't it?
Family's everything, Dr. Reed. They're the only reason we get up in the morning. Couldn't put up with this life without them.
Goodbye.
The hospital's renovation needs at least a dozen customers. Working full-time for a year.
Good evening, Dr. Ackroyd. I have learned of the unfortunate fate of our colleague.
So, you already know. We're collecting money for his family. To have a proper burial in the current climate is a challenge.
I am surprised about your reaction to Dr. Strickland's death, considering your disagreement with him.
Strickland was young and idealistic, but he had a lifetime to become a great practitioner. He was just lacking insight, and we'll miss him.
Maybe it's time for you to trust me a little bit more, my dear colleague.
Why should I? You don't share Strickland's innocence.
The death of Dr. Strickland also means the end of his research on the Spanish flu.
It's a good thing, I suppose. Unlike others, I would never have reported him.
You liked him. Admit it.
I'll admit nothing. Strickland was taking too many risks at a critical time. That's not medicine. That's gambling. Gambling with people's lives.
Do you need my...
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of
Then you are lucky.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reed.
Thank you.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Are things better now,
Dr. Swansea visited here for the first time last night. He wanted to know if the corpses were adequately confined.
What do you think of that?
I'm glad, sir. We spent too many weeks facing death and disease without really taking security measures. It's good to have him back.
Do you need medical...
Well, the proximity of the dead is not the more...
Don't take too many risks with your health.
And that is a good thing.
Please show me.
Of course. It's just trinkets and cute... never ceases to amaze me how you, the dead, see...
It's locked, all right. Good evening.
Dr. Reed, any good news?
How are things now that Dr. Swansea is back?
Dr. Swansea seems changed by what happened to him. Really?
Changed how?
I don't know. Happier? No, it's not.
Is that a good...
Yes. It's like he finally found his true self.
Do you need any
Come on.
How are...
Dr. Swansea seems...
Goodbye. Good evening, Nat.
Good evening, Doctor.
Is everything all right now that Dr. Swansea...
The situation is hard, but Dr. Swansea promised me things will get better. He even said he'll take care of us all. And I believe him.
Do you require...
I will be fine.
Nurse.
I'll try.
Goodbye. Good evening, Milton.
If you're here for the merchandise, you're out of luck. I've stopped selling. Far as I'm concerned, you can all go to hell and die in this shithole.
Why are you being so aggressive, Milton?
I attended Pippa's funeral this afternoon. I was the only one from the hospital.
Do you need any med...
I'm afraid I do. Like everyone in this hospital. Yeah.
How has it been?
Rumour says you saved him. I must say I'm impressed.
How was the...
The priest had forgotten Pippa's family name. He just mumbled some generic religious bullshit. It was so pitiful I almost laughed.
Who paid for the ceremony? I imagine it's expensive these days, especially with the quarantine.
The Lord may work in mysterious ways. That priest was easy to bribe. Bloody crook.
You're not a religious man, then?
No, but Pippa was. She was tough and sad, but she never lost faith. I'm glad our money granted her the proper ceremony she deserved.
Will you keep extorting money from hospital patients now that your accomplice is dead?
No, Dr. Reed. Now I know I did it for her. She thought for so long about fleeing the city. Even the country, maybe.
What are you going to do, then?
No idea. To be honest, I don't even know why I still work here. I sure as hell don't plan on staying in this city forever.
You are still of use to this hospital, Milton. You're the ambulance driver. Patients are counting on you.
Something tells me I'll end up dead like all those other poor bastards if I stay around. but I don't have the will to leave.
Where would you go?
Somewhere sunny. A place with many flowers. That's where Pippa wanted to go. Far from the city stench, she used to say.
It sounds nice, but that was her idea. What about yours?
I don't know. I've never left London. I don't know what's out there.
Goodbye. Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
How are you feeling tonight?
As selfish as it sounds, the death of my mother forced me to stop drowning in self-loathing. It's almost like she saved me after all.
Do you need any...
I'm afraid I may, sir.
You are not a
And you have my...
Why stay here, since you're feeling better?
I must admit I feel comfortable around here, despite the epidemic and all the sick people. Actually, I feel like I could help finance this place.
I suspect you're not from the East End.
I've always lived in my mother's house, by Holland Park Avenue. I don't know if I'll go back there now, not after everything.
Finance the hospital?
Let me be frank with you, Dr. Reed. I hope this cash injection will incite the hospital administration to forget about my situation.
What is your plan now your mother...
In fact, I truly don't know. Oh, I've been a terrible son. But now I'm feeling more alone than ever. And I don't know what is waiting for me next.
It's the same for us all, Mortimer.
I don't know if I'll ever have my mother's strength. But I can try.
Do you really feel better since your mother died, Mortimer? Or are you just more adept at hiding your despair?
I'm beyond despair, Doctor. But I know now I will not try to kill myself again. It's like the loss of my mother gave meaning to my pain.
Your mother did not die because of you, Mr. Goswick.
Are you sure? If I hadn't tried to kill myself, she wouldn't have brought me here. And she wouldn't have been murdered.
I've read your letter, Mortimer. You wrote about a feeling of utter despair, of the world crumbling around you. Do you still feel these things?
Yes. When I saw my dead mother, I realized why she feared so much to see me dead. Because she could not bear the pain. I get it now.
What do you get?
That mankind is as selfish as it is generous. As a species, we all are as beautiful as we are disgusting.
Goodbye.
Hello, Milton.
Hello, sir.
Do you need an...
I'm afraid I do.
Arch?
That's easy.
Goodbye. Good evening.
Evening.
Do you need...
No, thank...
Goodbye. Hello again, Mr. Blight.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. You doing your round?
Goodbye, Miss...
We fought for England, but England won't fight for us.
Hello again, Mr. Blight.
Good evening, Dr.
This city is more peaceful without bombs, but no less dangerous.
Oswald, I'm sorry to leave you alone. Avenge me, my love.
Good evening. Oswald, tell me about what happened when you were buried in that tunnel with Newton.
It was more than dark. It was black as pitch. Hours seemed like days, and days like months. The terror, the shameful thoughts. Lord have mercy.
What you endured was terrifying. It would have completely destroyed weaker men.
It did not destroy Newton.
Shameful thoughts. Tell me about them.
At some point, I don't remember which day, but when I thought we'd never be rescued, that this would be our end, I thought about...
Say it, Mr. Thatcher. If you ever want to heal, you have to say it.
I thought about what I could do to survive, just for a few more days. I thought about killing Newton. Killing and eating him. The man I fucking love.
Goodbye.
It's locked. It's locked, all right. It's alive. It's alive. And it needs a name. I shall call you Lisa.
Yes?
Goodbye. Good evening.
Dr. Reed,
Do you need any?
Yes.
I have. Goodbye. Hello again, Mr.
Hello again, Doc.
Oswald, why did you not go to the Pembroke Hospital to seek medical help?
What's the point? Now that Newton's dead, I'll never be healed.
This place is dangerous. You can't stay here forever.
Newton died because of me. Somehow, he got killed on our way to your fucking hospital. I should never have agreed to go there in the first place.
Do you need...
Don't get me wrong, sir. I'm grateful for what you've...
I'm certain you have...
It is true. You risked your life to save me, after all.
Oswald, tell me about what happened when you were buried in that tunnel with Newton.
It was more than dark. It was black as...
Tell me about your...
He's gone. That's all there is to it.
Goodbye.
Steady, boy! Stupid beast!
What good fortune brings you back to me, Jonathan? What is it, my dear?
I'm afraid it's bad news, Elizabeth. The worst, actually.
Please, speak up.
Edgar is no longer in McCullum's grasp. I resolved that matter.
Where is our good friend now? Is he well?
Of a sort. His injuries were mortal. I had no choice but to make him one of us. To save him. Or to punish him.
To punish him? I fail to understand. And what is the source of this cold tone in your voice?
Edgar Swansea was responsible for the Skal epidemic, Elizabeth. It was he who unleashed the deadly scourge upon London.
What? Are you certain? This is the most terrible accusation of all.
He confessed everything to me. He sought to cure the disease, to exploit vampire blood to stop the epidemic. But he unwittingly gave birth to a catastrophe.
All those poor victims. How could he do it? What happened?
Edgar's behavior was beyond lunacy. He had neither the discipline, knowledge, nor the proper facilities to conduct blood experiments.
I must say I'm shocked, Jonathan. Who would have thought it? And the poor patient. Let me guess. It was Harriet Jones, was it not?
Yes. That explains how Doris Fletcher was infected, and how she became an Icor. She secretly visited her mother at Pembroke.
Then we have no choice. We must act quickly, Jonathan. We must return to the sewers and put an end to the threat poor Harriet embodies.
I have one more matter to discuss with you. Harriet Jones was the primary case, but do you know what a healthy carrier is?
There is a tone in your voice that frightens me, Jonathan. What are you trying to say?
It was your blood Edgar used for his experiment on Harriet Jones.
What? No. No. This can't be. Oh.
Elizabeth, are you all right?
No, I have to go.
What do you mean?
Leave me alone. Save the city, Jonathan. Save what can be saved.
Elizabeth, I need answers. Why did your blood
Stay
cause
away
this?
from me. Please. I swear I never was your enemy.
Wait! No! Elizabeth! Now would be a good time to blend the recipe Marshall used when he fought the disaster. I think I know where to find what I need. Good evening, Mr.
Good evening, Doctor.
Have you heard of a Lord...
Poor man. To die rich and alone, that was my plan for years.
Do you need...
Don't believe that I'm the...
There is no...
Yes. I know.
Goodbye. Whose blood could be purer than that of William Marshall? Lord Redgrave will have to spare me a drop. Good evening, old chap. Are you all right?
I won't lie to you, Johnny. I'm not a well man.
Do you need med...
No, thanks.
How is your wife?
We've spent so much time away from each other.
You need...
And good evening, tea.
Goodbye, Sean.
She's been...
Good evening.
Can I help?
Do you need my... Good...
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
I may...
Yes?
Do you need me?
I won't refuse, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Goodbye.
Of course.
Hello again.
Jonathan, back already.
Do you need...
Goodbye.
Show me your...
Can be the answer to all
Good evening,
your
Ben.
problems.
I'm afraid not, Mr. Reed.
You don't see...
Oh.
I can...
Proven by many. Even the flu is
Goody.
no match for the Swanborough cordial.
You look ill. Well...
Thank you.
I'd like to see... Good evening. Tell me...
I do not...
How do you... Yes. Goodbye, Mr. How do you... You should... Goodbye.
You London vampire!